Hi, Dennis Hobson, Fight Academy owner, along with Calum Scott. We've just seen Paul Roberts against a good operator, Stephen Jackson. You just announced a British title against Harvey Horn. How important is that, and how good will that be?
I think it's a quality fight. Paul's a quality operator, and it's for, I'll just correct you here, Max Gramble, it's for the British and Commonwealth flyweight title. You've got Tommy Franco you've been commentating with. There is all titles, so obviously prestigious titles, and it means a lot to these kids. He's come up from South to get that win on his belt, so he's eligible to fight for the British and Commonwealth. And what a great operator he is. That fight is going to be stupendous. That's going to be fantastic. June the 14th, Skate Central, Sheffield.
And obviously the two bouts we've just seen obviously Paul Roberts winning, and we've just seen Dylan Trev who came from Sheffield to get the win. The two bouts so far in your home city, Calum, how are you liking the show so far?
I'm loving it. I'm trying to concentrate whilst also listening to my own voice. I'm just having a great time. I thought Dylan fought amazingly. I'm looking forward to the three Hull fighters, I've got to say. Born and bred, so yeah, I'm looking forward to those fights.
Yeah. Just going back to Dylan Trevor, and having that first bout, how important was it him to getting the fundamentals right, Dennis, in that fight? And because he seemed a bit nervous in his first fight, did you think?
Well, for me, when Jackson come out in the first round, I thought, oh, this could be a bit tricky. Tricky Trevor. It could be he were a live wire, but I can't believe the job that John Fuchs has done in such a short time. Yeah. That kid and his supporters, I've got to say, his mum and dad and all his supporters are fantastic. Dylan's going to win something. We're producing, but like Calum says, this is a hotbed. The talent here, you've got people like Calum Scott, we've got Luke Campbell who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight. We're going to produce champions here. Sheffield and Hull, we're like twin cities. We're going to produce some champions, and guess what? When we have a world title, there's going to be the one and only Calum Scott doing his bit in the ring before we get the Hull's first world champion under the FightZone Fight Academy banner.
Yeah, I echo that, Dennis. But I'd like to echo again, kind of how important is it, like Dennis and Harry and the whole team are giving the opportunity to these kids. How important is that, being a whole lad yourself?
So important. Like I say, it's about having opportunities up here. I know for me, in my moment, I was in Manchester, I had a moment on Britain's Got Talent, and I know that I might not be doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for that moment, but that wasn't in Hull. So what Dennis and what everybody else is doing is bringing those opportunities to Hull, for people in Hull and the talent in Hull to be seen and to be noticed by the rest of the world. And I think for us, these next three Hull fighters is what we're really excited about. Hull grown talent in our hometown, fighting in their own home territory. We're all excited, and I think we can bring more and more talent to Hull.
Right, well, I'm going to stop badgering you, Calum, for the rest of the night. I'm going to let you enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
Right, and
by the way, what a class act he is, and a credit to this city.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a pleasure to meet you, my friend. Pleasure.
Cheers, Calum. I just want to bring in Tommy Frank. Tommy Frank's just been co-commentating tonight with me. He's done a fantastic job. Tommy, you're an example of kids coming up through small hall boxing, winning the title that Paul Roberts is going for on June the 14th. How important is it for these small hall shows, what Dennis is doing, what Harry's doing and Steve, and bringing up, the talent? How important is that?
Yeah, I think, for me, I wasn't an outstanding amateur, and I think probably a few people were telling Dennis, he's a good kid, but he might not go too far.
Don't you dare say I overachieved. Don't you dare.
I'm not saying that, but all I'm saying is, I did it the hard way on these sort of shows, and I am the proof that you can win British, Commonwealth, all sorts of titles, by coming up through this way.
Yeah, and you're an example and a product of what Dennis has sort of helped and guided you. Obviously, you've done the hard work, but how important is it having someone like Dennis on side with you through the process?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, obviously, I get in the ring and I have to perform on the night, but Dennis always used to say to me, I do my job, you do your job. Do you know what I mean? So in the background, as you know, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of different avenues in boxing and a lot of politics and stuff, and it's up for the managers, for the promoters to guide you the right way. And it's only with the right guidance you get the fights, you get the opportunities, and that's exactly what this man did for me.
Okay, and one other thing before I let you go, Tommy. If you cast your mind back to your first, second fight on these sort of shows, what advice would you give a 2-0 Tommy Frank?
Just to probably enjoy the process. You know, there's a lot of these fighters like Dylan, he might be in the gym, although he had a fantastic performance, but a part of himself might be thinking, oh, but I should have got him out of there. No, enjoy the process. This is where you learn. That's going to come, and at the time I was the same. I was eager, I was probably overcritical on myself, but enjoy the process, get the rounds in, get your experience. The bright lights are in front of you, you know, don't wish it away.
Okay, so obviously I've heard you coaching now, Tommy. You're doing a bit with John Fuchs, you know, you're seeing lots of Dilly and Trevor in the gym. Are you enjoying the retirement now?
I must say I am. I'm loving the other side of the ropes. I'm loving the other side of boxing. And to be honest, you know, going back to John, you know, as a coach in his gym, it's a fantastic stable of fighters. I was very lucky to go down a couple of weeks ago. I actually did a session. It was my first boxing session in a while. I must say I was blowing a bit, Dennis. I must say, but I got the chance. I got the chance to, you know, do a little bit of training with the amateurs, doing some bag work drills, you know, different stuff. John Fuchs is a fantastic coach, and the fighters in his stable, that's the proof of that. So, like I said, we've got a really good crop of Sheffield talent coming through, and John Fuchs is the man who's ringing them out.
Brilliant. Well, I'll let you go, Tommy, and I'll let you're going to join me back on comms in next 5 minutes. Just one other question, Dennis, just before I let you go and enjoy your night. How is important is it if we can get another one here or another 2 here? Is it important enough to do this?
Listen, my plan is it's all about the journey for me. Yeah, I've took from, you know, you talk about Tommy. Clinton Woods, if you look back to Clinton Woods, he wasn't an household name, and he'd had a big layoff as an amateur, and similar sort of background to Tommy, and then look where we went to, and Tommy's made history, and his background, he's got a hole in his heart, born in a hole with a hole in his heart. What a success he is, this kid. Is a credit to the sport, credit to his family. He's an amazing human being, and he's going to pass that knowledge on. So here is another Sheffield. Hull is untapped. We're going to produce champions. I want to do 4 or 5 shows here. I want to do 4 or 5 in Sheffield, and then that's 1 a month. That's besides where we go up and down south or north from the central part of this country. So I love this area. Years ago I put Clinton Woods on here with a beautiful fella who helped me start promoting, a fella called Mick Truman. A lovely man. He gave me a chance and he educated me a little bit. I never forget him. He's not here with us anymore, bless him, but I never forget anybody who's helped me. So that enabled me to be able to manoeuvre kids like Tommy, and obviously Glenn Rhodes has helped him, but now we've got John Fuchs coming through, and we've got a conveyor belt of fighters. It's exciting times.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you gents enjoy your night. Thanks for joining me here on FightZone, and yeah, good luck to the future, Tommy. Thank you. Cheers.